Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Main Character Syndrome. I'm your host, Cheesymanfredo, aka Alfredo Morales, and I fucked up my last name, Alfredo Morales. That's my full name. I'm sorry, I'm tired. I just came back from a convention. You know who wasn't there at the convention, though? My co-host, Julian. Say hello, Julian.
Yep, I was too busy making pasta.
He was on the opposite side of the state we live in, I think. I can't remember what state this guy lives in, or if he ever has told me.
Nope, I have not.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Well, before we get started on today's episode, I'd like to say thank you to our previous guest, Stokes, the writer. I've been noticing I keep forgetting to thank the previous guests, which is a good thing to do if you want to if this is someone's first episode and you want to remind them of other people they had on. It might be someone they know. Who knows? But enough about old ass guests. Let's talk about new ass guests. And by new ass guests, we have returning guest Michael. Say hello, Michael.
Hello.
Michael. Michael. Michael.
Yes.
Are you there?
Yeah, sorry, you cut out, so I couldn't hear you.
Okay, well, we'll say hi
Hello.
to the lowly people at home.
Hello, people. Hello, lovely people. Hello, beautiful people.
All right. Awesome. And speaking of old guests, we have a new guest. Nowarart. Say hello.
Hello, everybody. It's me, your favorite content
There he is.
creator.
Exactly. Nowhere. Didn't you also had a podcast or something, right?
Something like that. It's a bit.
Didn't
It's a
you
bit.
like?
It's a. I got like a YouTube thing that I made with my friend.
Yeah, you drew. You record yourself drawing,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. We recently did one one episode just a little bit ago, but it's not like a podcast kind of thing.
What do you what do you mostly do on this show of
So
yours?
the show's called Dude I Just Drew, and it's mostly just we grab a guest and we draw with them and we talk. We just kind of do whatever. Pretty much. There's not like
You guys don't have.
a structure to it.
You guys don't do like a theme or anything, or like a challenge or something.
There is. It's about 5 minutes each, like five
You got
5 minutes to draw a
draw.
drawing, and then we go for 5 drawings each of us.
I've
Oh,
always
wow.
wanted to do something like that.
Yeah,
That's like 25
it's
minutes.
25 minutes of.
Yeah. I do like drawing challenge related
Yeah.
things. Well, I say I do, and I never watch content like that. So that was a lie, really.
It's a lie. It's a bit of a lie.
It is big of a lie. But you know what isn't a lie is that yesterday I went to a convention called Fangaea. It's local in my city, and I did my first ever panel,
Oh.
and that was pretty interesting, and it went pretty well, except for the first 15 minutes where we had so much like technical difficulty, and I was about to go Joker mode on the audience from all the like problems we were facing because I had to borrow a buddy's laptop that was incredibly slow, and I tried to for my like slideshow, it was basically like a PDF I exported, and we were trying to read it through Adobe Acrobat, but it kept like pausing every panel saying like, "Oh, you don't have Adobe Acrobat. You might want to sign in or buy it." And like I just tried to ignore that, but it was just so hard to do the presentation like that. Finally, one of the people at the convention said like you should just put the PDF on Google Chrome and read it off of like a tab. And yeah, we did that, and it went 10 times better. And it's funny because those first 15 minutes I thought like, damn, do I just suck as a presenter? And it's like, no, it's these technical difficulties because after we did that, everything was running smoothly, and I was like getting in the groove of teaching people about. Oh, I didn't even say what my panel was. My panel was called "How to Create a Supervillain," and it was basically just like a character design course. But our focus was like we were focusing on creating like villains for any sort of media, and I just kind of went just through the basics, and then at the end of the panel, which was like the last hour, me and my assistant, who's my buddy Alex, um, Alex Homely, I think that's his last. I think that's how you pronounce his last name. He's a cool guy, and we're both members of a local artist collective called the Comic Artists of San Diego, and we basically were doing like we were drawing in front of people based on like audience suggestions of like, oh, let's design a villain. From everything we learned, let's design a villain. And people, we asked people to give us like shapes, give us like little quirks or little things like suggestions. Of course, me and him have like we can make executive decisions, right? So like not every idea was going to be used, or we would ultimately decide on like what would work better and what and stuff we would personally add and drop, and we both designed two little like villains in front of them. And yeah, it went pretty good. It was a lot more fun than I thought it was going to be. And during the whole time we're also actually I was going to say during the whole time we were taking questions while designing the characters, but not really. I mean, people were asking questions anyway, but I guess I should have told people ahead of time that we were gonna take questions while drawing. These are the two villains I drew. Check these out.
Let's see it. Ooh.
Yeah. VC chat.
Starboy.
Yep. Yeah, it was like the first one on the left. People said like a circle shape, and then I think they originally wanted him to have a unicorn horn, but I kind of dropped that because like I brought up maybe he should be round like a balloon, and someone's like maybe he has like a gimp suit on, and I'm like okay, and then made him like a big balloon gimp suit boy. And I can't remember who suggested that a ghost, like maybe he's a ghost inside the suit, and I'm like okay, or maybe like he has like a zipper mouth and he has like a ghost tongue that has another tongue. And yeah, I basically just went off the dome like that, and then the guy on the right is like a star mascot guy that turned evil. was the whole premise with that. And these next ones are the villains that Alex drew, and these came out pretty good too, especially like the rat guy.
I love the guy on the right.
Yeah, the rat guy is like he basically has like a penis silhouette.
That kind of fits because this other guy looks like he has a vagina in the middle of his face.
Yeah, his vagina face and penis head. It works. I mean, basically, also if you basically my villain, I got my suggestions for my villain first, and while I drew that, he would start getting suggestions for his villain, and the rule was that he couldn't use any of the elements I was using. So he had to pick. He had their options were only stuff that I wasn't currently using, right? Yeah. And the same with the other pictures, right? That's why like my first one is round, and then his second one is round, right? We kind of like switched,
I see.
And it was a little fun. It was a fun little panel. That was fun too. And another thing, we got to meet Dana Snyder. Do you guys know who that is?
Yeah.
I don't.
He's the voice of Master Shake.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, he was like, I was surprised how chill he was. Like, because we got there early in the morning to set up because my partner had a booth, and while they were like, while we were done setting up, I just walked around and he was at his booth and no one was there, and I was like, should I talk to him? Like, I mean, I'm a big fan of his. You know how people like post pictures of Christian Bale, American Psycho, and they say that's literally me.
Yeah.
Well, my Christian Bale is a Master Shake. Like, that's literally me, and yeah. So I just casually just went up to his booth just like to look, and then he just started talking to me, and he was just super chill. I was surprised how like casual he was just talking to me. And then I told them about my partner and how they're also a big fan. And there was like an episode of Aqua Teen that like scared them as a kid that had Master Shake in the scene. And I was telling them about the stuff my partner sells at their booth. And he was like, oh, I like to meet them. And he just closed his booth and he just started walking with me. And this sounds made up. I know this sounds made up because it's like everyone's fantasy to be like, oh, I want to meet the celebrity I like, and they're gonna totally want to hang out with me. Like that fucking happened to me. This is so, and I was the whole time I was kind of like weirdly starstruck. This is just so like, damn, no one's gonna believe me that this that this happened. That he was just like, yeah, let me just hang out with you. Let me just literally close my booth and hang out with you for a minute. And we started walking to my partner's booth, and I brought my partner. I brought them over, and I'm like, hey, it's fucking Master Shake. He's right here. He's right fucking here next to me. And it was so crazy. And
yeah, that's super cool.
And yeah, and here's a picture that we took with him, right here. This is my partner in the middle, and that's him on the right.
So was this like comic themed like event, or was it?
It was like a pop culture theme. It was mostly people had anime stuff. Nothing against the people who were at the booth, but like it felt like everyone was kind of selling the same stuff. Like everyone was selling like current popular anime character key charms that they made or stickers. It's stuff that I don't know. How often do you guys go to like local conventions?
It's
in your area.
Yeah, I've been to a couple. It seems like that's just like, oh, you have a booth, okay, this is what you have to sell.
Yeah, because people want like the little current popular anime stickers or the keychains. I'm more interested in kind of like the meme things. I know my partner bought like a shaker charm, which is like a charm that has little things in it that shake. And they bought one of like Garfield, but he's pregnant, and inside his stomach he has like Odie and John, and it's like a little shaker charm. I wish I had a picture of it, because I'm pretty sure the artist behind that would want a shout out. But I'm sorry if you're listening to this and you have any idea who the fuck I am.
If you're watching this podcast right now, sorry.
Yeah. What do you? And here's a picture of Dana Snyder trying to cuck me.
Diabolical.
Yeah, like damn, he was trying to steal my partner. No, but he was cool. The convention itself was pretty great. There was one guy who just started casually talking to me while we were in line for for some other thing. And then he like after he started talking to me, he said like, "Oh, can I double check? You're the creator of Bongo and Luna, right?" And I'm like, yeah, I am. And I asked him like, wait, do you follow me? Or are you just like someone who just follows me on like social media? He's like, yeah. And it's like, oh, okay. And then that made me wonder if there's like people out there who see me and they know this is the Bongo Luna guy, but don't want to talk to me. Probably for the better, to be honest. I'm not saying I'm opposed to like anyone who's a fan coming up and talking to me. It's just that I don't know. I kind of relate to like, for example, Dana Snyder over here. When I first heard that he was going to be at the convention, I was kind of like thinking like, what would I mean? I'm a fan of his, but do I really like have to like talk to him or anything? Because like I don't feel like I have anything super interesting to tell him. Because something I kind of notice is that it's usually more worthwhile talking to like I guess like a celebrity or an industry person if you have something like worthwhile to tell them. And if you don't, if all you can really say is like I like their stuff, if like, oh, I like your stuff, all they usually say is, oh, thanks, and that's about it.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting.
That's most go on.
People know you as like, or like you've been known as like the Bongo and Luna guy, despite not having done that for quite a while at this point. And then you have like
it's the Bongo Luna influence.
Yeah,
strong.
So I was gonna say because you've been repping Villainverse for so long, and then you made the McPagliacci thing, and it's like it feels like Bongo and Luna was so long ago. Yeah,
and sometimes I feel like that. Yeah. I get what you mean. It's just been so long. The last time I did anything Bongo Luna related was that one my one story in Clown Milk. Mm-hmm. And I mean the thing is that I still draw Bongo, but mostly when people commission me, like when they want their like Dino Sona to like shoot a fat load inside Bongo is usually like when I'm drawing her now. Which reminds me of I have a buddy in like real life who doesn't go online at all, but he's fully aware like of all my webcomic stuff, and he likes Bongo and Luna. And when I told him that like, yeah, someone made me draw their Sonic like Sona like having sex with Bongo, he got so mad at me. He told me like, "You fucking ruined her. You tainted her. How could you? How could you do that? She was pure. You fuck. You fucking you piece of shit. You're whoring out your children." Oh god. I mean, at first it felt like that, but then I realized, damn, like you got to pay rent around here somehow.
That's the dream, honestly. Anytime I design a character, my first thought is, how long will it take before I can like have porn of this character?
Yeah, no, I feel it. You know, here's the thing. Sometimes I'm kind of surprised about there's like people who followed me recently, and then I'm surprised when I find out that they're fully aware of Bongo Luna, even though they started following my stuff after like it's come out. Like I had a buddy who drew like a birthday picture for one of their clown OCs, and he added Bongo in the background with a bunch of other like clowns, and I was like so surprised because I was like, oh, I had no idea this guy knew that I was the Bongo Luna guy. It's interesting. It's interesting what your legacy is like online, you know. Okay, I'm gonna say a couple more things about what happened at this convention. I don't want to hog too much of your time on my podcast where I'm the main character, but yeah, it was a fun convention. Had a good ass time. Everything outside of what was going on, the convention sucked ass though. By the way, because you know what else happened yesterday too? When I was like during the convention, I had to go run a small errand back at my place, which was pretty close to the convention site. So I ran that errand back at my house, and then when I was done, I was like, oh my car, it's a little low on gas. I think I'll go grab some more gas. So I went to the gas station, and when I pulled up to the gas station, my usual spot where I like take gas is like closed. It has a little like traffic cone right there, and I'm like, okay, I'll just use the one in front of it. So I pull up the one in front of it, and my tire gets a little too close to the curb, and it fucking pops.
Oh, geez.
My tire front right tire pops. And you know what's so funny is that my back right tire also has a hole in it, but it's like a tiny hole that you can still like drive with it, but it loses air real fast. So now both of those tires are fucked, right? And I even took a picture of it because I wanted to send it to my partner. Like there's a hole right there. It's kind of hard to tell, but yep, it hella popped it. And also I took a picture of what it popped on too, which was this piece of like metal sticking out of the curb. Look at that.
Hang.
Whoa.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Hanging out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I told the gas station employees that like, yeah, this metal like popped it. If I had more money, I probably could have sued the gas station, maybe. But I had no time for it, and I had to. I changed my first tire for the first time ever. I finally did it. I finally one of the pillars of manhood. I switched the tires.
The American dream.
Finally, the American dream. You know, it's funny because I remember like years back, my dad got so mad at me because he's all like, "What do you mean you don't know how to change the tire?" And I'm like, "I don't know how to change the tire." Like, what are we gonna do when your tire pops? And I'm like, I'll just look it up online. We all literally carry mini computers. I'll just look it up. And here's the thing, I didn't even have to look it up online because like I've seen like cartoon characters change tires, you know?
Yeah,
and
all things considered, it's pretty like you just take
it's pretty
the
easy,
off, right?
Yeah, like because every car has the spare tire in the back. Like that's what I did. I put a spare tire that was in the back, and it has the little tire iron and the little crank thing to like lift up the car. And I'm like, yeah, I've seen fucking cartoon characters do this. This is so easy, right? Now here's where I get a little demasculated because during one of these iteonic rituals of manhood, I was not strong enough to remove the lug. Like I thought I was doing something wrong at first, but and then this other guy saw me. He's like, "Hey, do you need any help?" And then he easily just moved the lug, and I'm like, "Oh, okay. This is why you need upper body strength in case this happens." And I'm like, "Damn, I've been really failing on upper body strength because all I do is draw." Now, if I had to draw a new tire, I could have easily gotten that shit done, but that wasn't the challenge for this right now. Anyway, it didn't take too long to change the tire. That guy was very helpful. And yeah, then I just drove back, and it was It was, yeah, that was kind of like, that was like the lowest part of the day, was getting the tire popped. Everything else was good though, and that's basically the rundown of what happened yesterday.
Yeah. Also, just like if you like are needing to replace a tire and you're not trying to get a whole new set, a lot of
Mm-hmm.
the times you can go to like junkyards and like tell them like what kind of car you have, and they can pull like tires off of cars that they have that are like not really used that much, and it's you can get it for a lot
Mm,
cheaper than other places.
that's interesting. And I remember one time because the shitty thing about, I was talking to while I was doing Lyft, I was talking to a passenger and I was trying to explain to them what it's like to have a car. And basically it's like, imagine you have like a cancerous tumor in your brain, and but the tumor gives you the power to teleport, but every time you teleport, the tumor grows like a 0.1 centimeter bigger, right?
Yeah, it's just a
And
ticking time bomb.
right, exactly. You just keep using it over and over again until it gets bigger. And you could remove the tumor if you want, but you just won't be able to teleport, which now you have grown dependent on teleporting, by the way. And all you could really do now is just buy a smaller tumor. Is all you could do now is that they surgically remove the tumor and just put in a smaller
Put in a
one
new
in there
one.
Yeah.
instead.
Especially
Yeah,
in your area. Your area, I don't know if the viewers know where you're like at, but
I'm like in SoCal.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's like so like you just need a car to go anywhere to do anything.
yeah. It's shitty. Although in recent news, my city, there's like a popular kind of it's like a kind of like a little quaint tourist destination in the morning, but late at night this shit is like one of the nightclub like party central parts of town. And this place is so shitty to drive around because the sidewalk gets so crowded, and I'm so scared that like a drunk person is gonna, like, okay, if I ever end up hitting someone with my car, it's gonna most likely happen in this area, with the way people just don't care. Like sometimes, and this one thing happens a lot where like there'll be a red light, but people still cross the street, and once other people see other people cross the street, they're like, fuck it, they start crossing the street, right? And it's so annoying when that happens. But recently, the city announced that they're gonna remove that whole street and just make that all walkable. You know, which is great because during the pandemic, and they're still doing this too, but during the pandemic they closed those streets so people could like walk on the street and be like spread out. And I think what they noticed is that that area started making more money because they started doing that, because now more people could fit on that street and like, buy shit and go into nightclubs and whatnot. So they're like, fuck it, let's just make that whole street walkable. And I'm like, yeah, that's like a 10 times genius ass idea. And I basically that street is also the street in front of the convention center where they have a San Diego Comic Con, like, is right in front of there. So it all works out ultimately. And that's one little, I mean, like, the city says this is like, oh, this is our move to make our city more walkable and be more environmentally friendly, but it's really just because that part of town just makes more money, and they realize they make more money if people just would be able to walk on the street. So they said, fuck it, you know, kind of like that one street in New Orleans that people just walk on. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, gamers?
Yeah. I don't know the
I'm not
specific
familiar,
street in
actually.
New Orleans, but I do know what you're saying.
Yeah, perfect. And that's been my couple of days. How are you guys doing?
In New Orleans, do they have a special name for the street? Is it like the Crawdad Walk?
I don't know. I swear though, I seen there's like a lot of videos of people just walking in the street. I guess during Mardi Gras. New Orleans, you could like hire a parade to just follow you around. You just have to like get a city permit first, and it's apparently a very easy and fast process, because so many like tourists are like, yeah, like, I want a little parade. And what basically is like a marching band just follows you around, and they'll play the music while you and your buddies get drunk and dance.
That's crazy. That's like those. Well, it's not exactly like those, but have you ever seen those big like carriages that like everyone has to pedal on, and they just sit there and like drink?
Oh yeah, those are popular
Yeah,
here
we
in
got
my
a couple
city.
of them
Yeah,
where I'm at in Tulsa, and it's like I don't know. They seem so weird to me.
you never been on
No,
one?
I've never.
You should. Don't you? correct. It's been so long since I talked to you, Michael, which is a shame. But like, don't you fucking live in some sort of content creator house or some shit? I,
um,
were you guys
I live.
you guys going to make something called the Nightmare House or something?
I live in an internet like people house, not necessarily content creator house, but yeah, it's like yeah.
You should
we have
should,
enough
all of
people
you
here to like go on one of those and like do a thing, but it's just
live
like,
stream.
Which one of you is the Jake Paul?
There are no Jake Pauls in this house.
Aw.
There's no Jake Paul. Well, you're never gonna get anywhere
Yeah,
without a
you're
Jake
gonna-
Paul.
That's true.
You
We
need
need a
one
Jake
Jake
Paul.
Paul.
It's every day, bro.
You need the You need the guy who constantly gets
Yeah,
into
you
controversy.
need a wacky main character at the house.
Right, exactly. I would volunteer, but also I don't want to live in one of those houses. You know, it's so funny. I could probably just say this here, even though people told me this in like whispers, but I'm pretty sure no one I mentioned is gonna get into fucking trouble. But did you know that at one point Daft Pina was gonna try to make a house like that, like a content creator house?
Pina?
That
Oh, my.
Yeah, he was trying to make one, and
That's
I
crazy.
and the person who was telling me, I asked like who were the potential people he was trying to get, and this was during the time when he was still like buddy with Pan Pizza. So he was like, yeah, either like Pan. He also said he wanted to get Cyber Shell, which I thought was an interesting choice.
What if
'Cause
it's like Daft Pina, like Daft Pina Pan
Turkey
Pizza,
Tom.
like Nux Taku, and like I
Oh,
don't know,
fuck
Meat
yeah.
Canyon. Meat Canyon's living there too.
just all.
David Packman is also there.
I love that you just pick all the last like YouTubers that are your watch history. Like
No.
for
yeah, I'm just going through. No, I don't.
Yeah,
I
like,
don't
okay,
watch-
so,
I think
yeah, I'm
I
putting,
only
like,
watch Meat
Vosh,
Canyon, but
put Vosh in there. Put fucking Me Canyon, Vosh, Turkey Tom, Destiny,
God,
Asterios, Kokonos, just everyone. I fucking put Lemon Demon in there too.
Dennis from Linus Tech Tips would be a great addition.
Your movie sucks. Red Letter Media.
oh, I hate everything.
I hate everything. You just get everyone in there.
Wait, which Linus Tech Tip guy is that?
Dennis is that short Asian guy.
Okay, I've been getting into Linus Tech Tip lore recently, so I'm learning everything.
Oh.
I'm learning the cast.
Who is
And
Linus?
he's
Is he a real
elevated
person?
from the guy Linus makes fun of to like someone who's actually a creative contributor.
Oh, that's cool.
So Linus is real. It's not like TED Talk where Ted is not a real person.
Wait, Ted's not real.
Not an AI. I don't think.
No, Ted isn't. I think Ted's like an acronym.
Yeah.
I thought
Yeah.
there was a guy named Ted. And he gave the first
Like, where the
talk.
fuck is Ted?
I thought he gave the first talk, and they just named the whole conference after him.
he invented talking, and
Yeah,
they're
then it just
honoring
went on
him.
forever.
Yeah, just no one told him to stop. You ever seen like any of those like mini like TED Talk videos where like there's like little spin-off ones that they do?
Oh, like TEDx
Um,
and stuff.
Yeah, and what's so funny is that you could like they literally get anyone. Like it's not even people who are like important. Like I remember one time they got some like libertarian ass guy, and all he went on stage to, everything he said basically just went down to, yeah, there should be less government, and that's it. That was his whole fucking TED talk. And I'm like, that wasn't insightful at all. He just fucking was like, yeah, just like less government. Yeah, we should do
We
that.
should fix everything.
Well, it's great because I don't know if you guys have seen the like H bomber guy video about like Tommy Tallarico or whatever his name
Yeah,
is.
that video was fucking great.
Yeah, but
I
he
love that video.
like he's the one he's one of those people is like he did a TEDx talk where it's like one of the ones that like everyone can do, like anyone can do, but like he says, "Oh, I did a TED talk." You know.
Yeah, that sounds like a him move to do. Oh man, I should do one. It just sounds easy. I wonder how you apply. You just look for like the local one in your city, right?
Yeah, probably.
That's
I don't even. I
usually
don't.
how it is.
Let me see. Let's find out.
Yeah, how to be on a TED Talk. I've had people on this podcast who have done TED Talks, and by people I just mean one person.
My mother
Right.
keeps
By
like
multiple, I mean
sending me
singular.
emails for TED Talks in our area, and I'm like, I'm not doing that.
Damn. What TED Talk would you guys like go to if there was a person that you were a big fan of that you want to see them do a TED Talk?
Hmm.
Hmm.
Maybe Dana Snyder, but I mean I already talked to the guy, so what else could I get?
He's
Maybe
already
Pan.
imparted his wisdom to you.
I would be down to watch like a Pan Pizza TED Talk because it would be very short. It would
I'd
not
like to
be
get
too long.
like Swag Kage TED Talk. I would watch that guy. He just goes up
Who's
and
that?
talks about Naruto, and that's the whole TED Talk.
Oh, that'd be so awesome. Oh, damn! I fucking like. They need a TED Talk where it's a guy just talking about some shit they like and not like some sort of wider wisdom about the world or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Fuck. Maybe Donald Trump should just do a TED Talk. I think that'd be great. And just because man, but at the same time, they'll probably write a speech for him. Actually, no, he should freeball a TED Talk, just off the dome.
Just off the dome.
Because I think that'd be great. Mm, that'd be wonderful. No War, what's up, dude?
What's
How
up,
you
hey?
doing? Dude? What the fuck do you do? Like, I forgot to ask you that at the start, so people have no idea what you do, and maybe some people have no idea what Michael does either. But let's start with No War first. What do you do?
I do comics. I do
You,
web comics. Was with
mhm.
with a company called Shrine Comics for a bit.
Whatever happened to that? Because I remember one time I was like looking them up, and I saw that your comics aren't on there no more or
No, they're
something,
not there
right?
anymore now.
Mm.
It didn't work out.
Was it like a
Didn't work out too well.
was it like a falling out?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Oh,
kind of the
okay.
deal, falling out. It
That's
wasn't
lame.
working
That
out. Yeah,
sucks.
it does. But I
Mm-hmm.
mean, with all the platforms out there,
Happens.
yeah, it happens with all the new platforms out there too. It's not
Yeah.
too bad.
We were talking about comics last episode, and something kind of interesting, and I heard this from other people. I think someone asked like a comics pro if they were starting their career right now, what would they do? And they'd say they would just do nothing but like self publish. They wouldn't even be they wouldn't be too interested in trying to get with an actual publisher. And every day I'm realizing more and more that like yeah, it's probably just you almost just get the same traction by just self publishing them with like a publisher,
No, it's one. Yeah,
you know. Yeah, unless you get to like one of the big twos, but in that case you're not
you're not
doing
doing what you want.
the shit you
Yeah,
want to do. Yeah, yeah, you're fucking doing something else, right?
yeah, exactly.
But it's just so yeah. That's kind of like why I really like my pre-order strategy of my in case the audience doesn't know, my strategy of like having a comic just be limited time pre-order, and then that way I know how many comics I need to order from the printer. And because I'm not a big fan of having like a lot of like stock in my actual house, like boxes of comics that people aren't buying,
Right.
you know. It would feel like kind of demoralizing. I mean, sure, you could say something like, "Oh, just go to more smaller conventions and like sell them," but like even that's like a whole different like game, you know?
Yeah.
Because I think we mentioned it earlier that yeah, people are just more interested in buying like anime stickers of characters they
Yeah.
like, or yeah, or like VTuber charms. You know, that seems to be the game there, and it sucks, you know, and I think the only traction you could get if it's like you're well known already online or in your community or whatnot. I remember at the convention I went to yesterday, there was a booth for someone's like some sort of like animated series they're trying to get off the ground, and no one was really approaching them, even though it looked like they had like a full staff behind that booth. But no one was like there talking to them or whatnot, even though they had like and they had everything. They had all these comics. They had like even a little TV playing the pilot, and no one seemed super interested. And that's kind of the shit when you're like doing original things. No one, you got to convince people they gotta like it, you know, because more people are just gonna gravitate to the things they like. And And another kind of shittier thing is that like that's not even like an unreasonable thing to do because like you have like a limited amount of money, so it's just safer to pay for things you already like, you know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's
You don't
because
have
like those conventions a lot of the time are like they're centered around like consumers rather than
or
creators. It's
yeah,
like
and
creators are
like
kind of an
fandom culture,
afterthought
yeah.
for those. So
Hmm.
it's like if there was like if there was like a comic book convention that was more of a trade show, then like taking your comic there and trying to sell it would be a lot more feasible. But
Hmm.
I don't know if they even do those anymore. So
They do them, but they don't happen too often. Oh, man, if I could have my perfect, I think also the venue itself helps a lot in the way it's structured. Like the venue that we went to yesterday, apparently like this is like the last year that venue is gonna exist because they're gonna like demolish it, and I think they are building a new one across the street, but that one's gonna take a while.
Uh,
Um, but basically, the little room that we were in for my partner's booth, um, in that room they had a stage and they were doing performances, but it was kind of annoying because they were doing loud ass performance. Like, okay, so it's not. I'm pretty sure when they first fought this out, they wouldn't see this as a problem, but it's one of those things that is a problem once you're in the middle of it. But basically, like, oh, here's a stage, there'll be performance, and in the same room we'll have the vendors. You know, that doesn't sound too bad. That sounds pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
But if there's performances, that means they're very loud performances, which means that when you're trying to talk to a customer, they're not going to be able to hear you because of how loud your performances is, and you won't be able to. That will not give you the opportunity to be the salesman you need to be to convince people to buy your product, right?
yeah, you're just selling prints and like there's just like a guy named Jeff on the other side of the room just loudly doing like slam poetry.
Oh,
Like,
unironically, that's kind of what was happening. There was like these, well, not even slam poetry, but there was like these like nerd based rappers that rap about Pokemon. Like nothing against those guys, they seem pretty talented, but like God, I'm like tired of nerd rappers. Um, I think
One
the
of my
best.
siblings is a nerd rapper, so I live that
Oh
nightmare every
no!
day.
Oh no! Damn. Funny thing about Julian, I always find out something new about his life, and I remember when I got like a couple of clues like a couple weeks ago, and I'm like, why is everything about you so music themed? Like, what? Explains his father was trying to groom them to be the next Jackson 5, but it didn't work out.
a one man Jackson 5.
One man Jackson 5. You ever seen that clip of I think it was Michael Jackson, that him and I think some of the few remaining Jackson 5 guys, and they were like, I mean, they're like on stage, and this is when they're all full ass grown adults, and one of them was like doing like a weird dance on stage, and Michael was just looking at him like he has like this look of like, why the fuck are you doing that? Why the fuck are you dancing like that in front of me?
That's so
Oh man, it's fucking great. Anyway, yeah. So there was a stage there, and you can't sell. And here's the thing: I feel like I could move my merch, but I have to be the one talking to the customer. I have to convince them about my stuff. And I didn't have a booth there. I've decided I'm not gonna be. I'm decided I'm not gonna be interested in getting a booth until like my inventory is like more like wider and varied, and I have more of a name out there. But in the meantime, the collective that I'm a part of, they do boofing, and the collect and all the members there make comics, so we all just sell it together, and they'll be the one currently selling like physical copies of Villainverse, and also physical copies of Make Pagalachi when that eventually gets to my house. It says it's supposed to get here on May 1st, so by the time this recording is out, all of them should be shipped off, so you guys would get those soon. For anyone who ordered their copies of Make Paglachi, yuck, yuck, yuck.
I have my copy.
Yeah,
It's in the mail at least.
Yep, it's getting there. It's getting there. I promise. But yeah, that's the shit show with conventions. I don't know if are you planning to booth No War eventually?
Eventually, yeah. I planned on it.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of.
Yeah. I highly recommend either if you have like a buddy who's also interested in selling stuff to like split a booth. It's a lot more easier that way,
Yeah.
especially if you're like last year I mostly split a booth with my partner. My partner who the name of their shop is Rotten Egg Shop. I guess I'm plugging them right now. But basically, they do a lot of like horror related merch and stickers and charms, and they also make plushes. They make custom plushes that are pretty great. They look way better than what you get at the store. And that's not just me like gassing them up, like legit, like they look 10 times more cute and interesting than what you get at the fucking store. I'm gonna fucking post an example because I know you guys are gonna hear this and you're gonna think like, oh no way, he's just gassing up his partner. He's just being he's just being nice, right? But like fucking like this is like the Freddy Krueger plushes you get at stores. Like look at this. Look at this. Ew. Ew. Ugh. Gross.
I think I want one.
There it is.
He looks burnt. What the fuck?
Whoa.
Ew. Right? He looks fucking grody. He looks nasty. Gross. I'm buying time because I'm looking for
Wait.
my partner's flush right now. Oh man. But I'm gonna pull it up. I am going to pull it up. I gotta go on Reddit because I posted it there one time.
And these are handmade, right?
Yeah, these are handmade.
Based.
Mm-hmm.
Made in America.
Right, made in Now this is my partner's Freddy Krueger plush.
Aw.
Oh, that is cute.
Yeah,
Hey.
yeah, that looks way better.
Yeah.
It looks way better just because like
More
Freddy
approachable.
Krueger's like a yeah, exactly. Just cause Freddy Krueger's like a burnt up freak doesn't mean he's gotta look like that as a plush, you know?
That guy can sleep in my bed.
That guy, I'd fuck him. Oh man, that's it's great. Yep, and that's my plug. That's me plugging my partner right now. But yeah, I recommend. My partner always does pretty well at these events because they're doing like they're doing pop culture stuff that people like,
Mm-hmm.
and that's easier. And most of these events are like meant for that. I think it's all about knowing what kind of events you're gonna be a part of. I feel there was like one comic based event I did last year, and it looked like it was going well, but I think the main problem, and it wasn't even like event related, was that the copies of Villainverse I was gonna sell like showed up. They were supposed to show up to my house the day before the event, but they showed up like 2 days after the event was over, and that was beyond frustrating of a thing. And because I was actually doing very well with at the start, and I sold them all really fast, and then that's when I realized, oh wait, I have no more inventory, and just they never showed up, so I really missed out. And it was I think it was like a 3-day event too.
Oh,
So yeah, I got just screwed hard.
that's rough. I do imagine it's like, I don't know, like I have like a picture in my mind of like what what a comic book convention is. I've gone to a couple, and it seems like it's all just like DC Marvel like cape stuff, and it's
Yeah.
like the web comic artist is so like just varied and different from that a lot of the time that like kind of seems hard to sell like a web comic at like one of those as well, even though it's like this is a comic book convention, right?
Yeah, there's also kind of two sides to this coin because it's tough to like sell original stuff, but sometimes the original stuff that people are pushing aren't so original, like they kind of look like everything else. Like several times I see like people like that are indie creators and they're just making like a superhero comic, like they're making a straightforward superhero comic, and it's like, yeah, this doesn't really stand out like compared to other superheroes. Or someone's just doing like their version of a shonen, but like it just looks more bland, and it's like, what? Like, come on, dude. Like, what's the? Yeah, like, and I remember talking to one guy who had something like that, and he's all like, "Yeah, most people just buy my like crossover stickers. No one's like interested in my comic." And I looked at the comic, and I'm like, "Yeah, because it just looks like Dragon Ball Z. It doesn't look like anything too original. Like, you know, why make Dragon Ball Z when you got Dragon Ball Z at home, you know, on your computer for free, you know? Yeah, and that, I mean, it's so many things. It's so many like little things you gotta like keep track of. I'm hoping that I could do more of these panels because all these panels like are pseudo like advertisements for Villainverse. Not gonna lie, because like when I need to bring in an example of a certain design technique, I'm like, oh, I use this design technique for this character in my comic, haha, right? It's not. It wasn't too successful when when I did it yesterday. I mean, people were digging it, but it wasn't like I didn't really see any too much returns on doing these subtle advertisements, you know. Fuck, and I mean that's why I've been kind of more interested in doing these kind of like comics based on like pre-existing properties, kind of things. That's kind of like what McPuglachi was about. Nothing is bigger evidence of that when I was like on that Mega 64 podcast, and they were asking me about McPuglachi and they were interested in that, and then I told them that they asked me like, yeah, can you send us a copy? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, yeah, I actually did send you guys another one of my comics called Villainverse, and then Derek was kind of like, yeah, but you know, I'm more interested in McPuglachi.
That's so fun.
Classic Derek moment.
Classic. I mean, but like he wasn't lying to me. He wasn't lying to me. You know, and to say what you want, I like Derek. Oh, you know what's a fun fact though? I when I sent him the copy of Villainverse, I sent him a letter like hearing that, oh, I hear you like comics. I made this one. I'm local to the area you guys are from. And I even added a joke in there saying like, thanks for being my brown boy representation on the podcast. And when he read the letter out loud, he did not read that part. And I was like, damn, are you ashamed, Derek? Are you ashamed of your melanated brothers and sisters? Huh? What about me, Derek? Huh? What about me? This is a joke, by the way. I don't hate Derek. I like Derek. I like all the Mega 64 guys.
Yeah, I have a friend.
Good old
I have a friend who's really into Mega 64 as well, and he was just like listening to it in a call where we were just like doing art and like listening to shit, and we just randomly hear, and we have Cheesymanfredo here on the line. Oh, that's funny.
What was their reaction? They're like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, it was literally like a "what the fuck" moment because it's just like,
yeah.
When you see Cheesymanfredo in the wild, where like you weren't expecting to see it, it's just funny.
That is, yeah. That was a pretty good couple of weeks for me, because I was like on another podcast, that they invited me on. It was called Thought Cops, and they're also connected with Meg 64. Like they've had every member on their podcast except for Rocco. And then like towards the end of the week, I jump in on the Mega 64 podcast, and there was someone in the comment section saying like, "Dude, what the fuck, dude? I just heard this guy on Thought Cops. He's fucking everywhere." Oh man, there's I gotta jump into other podcasts. I don't know too many though, or like funny thing about being online is that sometimes you become mutual with someone who's kind of like popular, and you're like 5 degrees of Kevin Bacon from someone else who's like super like popular. Like, oh, I through a friend, I know someone who knows like Super Mega, or someone who knows Kill Bill the rapper, or a bunch of other people that you might not have any idea the fuck I'm talking about. But
that's me. But it's
I mean?
Always like some pop fur who's 3 like allegations away from being canceled on Twitter.
Nice. Well, stop being friends with those people. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, I don't know how it happens.
You guys friends with a friend of someone who's like well known?
I don't know. I mean, I guess like
maybe it might just be weird that I look into that. You know, maybe I'm like a freak for doing that.
I try not to think about it. There's always some guy who's like, oh yeah, I was talking to such and such from the Prestige podcast. And it's like, cool. Okay. What about you?
That's
I'm sick of
true.
hearing about Will Smith's day.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my
It's. I
god.
mean, I'm sure that I have like people like that are like, oh yeah, friend of a friend who has like a lot of Twitter clout or something,
Hmm.
but not anyone like famous or anyone.
I
I'm
wonder
low
if
tier on the in the rungs of society.
that's true. I think. Are you still doing sprites? Didn't you stop, or maybe you're still doing it? I just don't. They don't pop up on my feed anymore.
No, I haven't done any in a while. I don't. I've been doing a lot more like 3D art recently.
Nice. That's pretty
I'm
base.
working on like modeling and stuff because I'm just like this seems a lot easier to animate than pixel art. Pixel art's really hard to animate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true. I actually been super interested in like 3D modeling, mostly for backgrounds, because I was thinking like when they like nowadays they do a lot of 3D modeling for backgrounds, and sometimes they look kind of off compared to like the actual like 2D characters that are moving in front of a 3D space, and I was thinking like, damn, why hasn't anyone like made like a show that's like the characters are stylized but the backgrounds are like 3D like cell shaded, so
Mm-hmm.
they look almost like closely resembling to each other.
Yeah. Well, even in
Um,
industry, like they'll do like 3D backgrounds and whatnot, just so that they can use. They'll create their own reference basically, and like use that
mm,
to better understand where the 2D character is in that space, or even just to like, paint the backgrounds based on the 3D like
you,
thing.
I heard an example of something like that, but like before like fucking 3D models. In the original movie 101 Dalmatians, like they made that shit way before computers existed. There was like a scene with a car and it gets like totaled. And how they animated was that they basically made like a little like actual 3D like a car in real life, like a little model car that they like film getting into a crash, and then they just like kind of rotoscoped it so
That's
it
so
looks
cool.
like, yeah, so it looks like up to date. Like hearing shit like that sounds so like cool to me. um there's something kind of like I was after the my panel, I was talking to a buddy of a buddy who showed up for the panel, and because I was thinking like maybe for the next panel I should try to get like an iPad so I could draw digitally, because that way I could color things a lot faster. And he told me like, no, don't do that. Like doing the you actually drawing in front of a canvas is kind of more interesting because it feels a little bit more kind of real, almost like sure you're actually digitally drawing on a computer. Yeah, you're doing that. A human's doing that. But something about like when it's kind of like physical feels kind of
Hmm.
like I don't know. There's something a little bit more to it. Like, oh, you manifested something, you know, like out of like real life than like, oh, this is all just in a computer, so it stays in a computer, right?
Yeah,
It's kind of like the
Mm.
I
yeah.
I know someone who went to like conventions and sold like basically like $5 like 5 minute sticky note commissions, and it did really well for them, even though it was like a ton of work. But there's like people like a little
Hmm.
like having a little thing, it's like this is a thing that I can
Mm-hmm.
hold.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those convention commissions are pretty good. I used to do a couple. I probably talked about this guy. I have talked about this guy before on the podcast, but there's a guy called the Mermaid Man. And basically he goes to all local conventions and he always commissions people to draw mermaids for him
Oh, that's
because he's
cool.
really into mermaid. He's asked me twice to do it. Um there's a buddy of mine who also did the mermaid commission, but he I think he didn't like it because his art style was just so his art style I guess just wasn't sexy enough for him. Hold up. I'm gonna link my buddy's Instagram. He goes by Upper Midic. His real name is Juston with an O. I always keep like mispronouncing it. I think wait, hold up. I'm gonna link it because I think you dig this. I think you and I think Noah. I think you're mutual with this guy, aren't you?
Let's see.
Yeah, link this stuff right there.
Upperman Dink.
Oh yeah,
Let
yeah.
me
I know
take a
upper.
peek.
Mm-hmm.
I know upper. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
are, we are mutuals. Yeah.
This guy's a buddy of mine. He's local in my area, and I see him a lot. Him and his wife at a lot of conventions. He's a cool dude. I think he's dropping a Kickstarter. You know what? I'll just advertise. I'll just promote his Kickstarter right now because he's a bud. They're doing a Kickstarter called Lynchland Into the Undervoid, an all ages comic coming to Kickstarter. I think it starts on Monday, which by the time this is uploaded would have been 2 days ago. And you should check it out. It's pretty cool. It looks pretty cute. Um, yeah. Here you go, fellas.
Ah,
What do you think of that?
Let me see it here.
nice.
Oh, Lichlands.
Big Lynch heads.
Yeah, David Lynch.
David Lynchland. Oh my god. All right. Hey, Nowarart, you've been working on anything? Yeah, you got anything down the pipe? Are you? I know you're working on the next chapter of Mobius.
Yeah, the Mobius.
Yeah, tell us about Mobius, Nowarart, because no one has any idea what the fuck that
nobody
is.
knows. Nobody will know.
Yeah. I know what it is, but the listeners who
viewers,
want to become fans, yeah,
so
future fans, they want to know.
Mobius was like a webtoon contest project I did with my pal, and he's back for this one, and
Hell yeah,
and we intended it. I think it's been a year. It's coming up to a year since we made the first one, and basically what Mobius is a kind of like a action crime story about like a this character that I have called Enzo Laron, who was the first protagonist of the story.
Called Mobius Man. He's gonna mob. He's gonna
mob. He's gonna mob. He's gonna mob all over you.
Watch out! He's mobbing.
Watch out!
Viewer, I'm gonna quickly describe it to you. Nowarart is a really amazing artist. I'm not just saying that because he's a buddy of mine. I was a fan of his stuff before I became a bud of his. But if there was a way to describe his art, it's basically he all of his characters are super buff. He draws buff people the same way Tradmore draws buff people. If you don't know who Tradmore is, he's also a cool artist.
Get educated. Read Tradmore books.
Yeah, read Tradmore books, you fuck. But also, Nowarart's characters. Yeah, read Mobius first. But Nowarart's characters, they all kind of look like Baki the Grappler characters, but they all have like very Scott Pilgrim faces.
Yeah.
I think that's how
I'm looking at it right now. I like how they have like the Snickers veins.
Yeah,
it's very, it's very good.
Yeah. That's what I really like about Nowarar's art style. It's still kind of, it's like cartoony. It's still like cutesy, but he draws all the fucking muscles, which is great. That's fucking beautiful, you know. You follow this man. He does comics. I think follow anyone who does comics on this podcast. Really, that's kind of the message.
Yeah. Support them.
Support them. Yeah. So I read the first chapter of Mobius. Not gonna lie, I was a little kind of confused because it kind of just starts.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, who are these wacky characters? And
it was
but it was good. It looked good. It was a really good looking comic. I was just kind of like, oh, I guess he's got to fight this guy.
Yeah, that was the gist of it. A lot of it was oh man, if I could describe the hell that I went through making that with my assistant, it was terrible because we're working on a deadline for it.
And it was for a jam, right?
It was for
a contest.
Yeah, it was for a contest.
Okay.
Webtoon contest. I'm like, all right, let's try our hand. We're gonna try to make something cool, something stand out. We'll try. And but that result was like 4 months of nonstop having to learn. It's like, how do you do Blender? How am I gonna get my assistant to figure out how Blender works? How am I gonna draw?
I know that fucking feeling. it's always kind of the start of the project that's kind of like tough, especially if you're using new tools.
Yes.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
because it's like, okay, I need to like it. And so I mean, the way I think of it now is that when you learn the new tools, it's not really about mastering the new tools, but kind of like, let's see if you could kind of get it to do the thing you wanted to do over and over again, because that's usually what you're doing with those tools, is like figuring out how like the best way to just use it over and over again, you know.
Yeah. And so the issue was that I was working off like 3 different scripts while trying to figure it all out in like a month. I had to figure that all out in a month because we dedicated the final 3 months to just making the art, and it was painful. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was. It's. I don't
No,
recommend.
it sounds
Yeah,
painful.
I don't recommend doing what we did. At least if you're like
What
a
do you think
normal
was
sane
like
person.
your main problem? What do you think was like the main like issue you were dealing with?
I'd say the line art and the not just necessarily just the line art, but it was getting everything to look as good as possible within the time slot, because it wasn't just like, oh, I got enough time to do this for X amount of time, and then yeah, you had to consider the coloring, the lighting, all the blending that had to come right after the inking, and after probably like rendering out the 5 pages, which yeah, the rendering definitely was killer. It was the worst. The worst part was the rendering.
Oh boy, yeah, that's I'm like still having trouble with color, um, and that kind of reminds me of this. Reminds me of a little issue I'm going through. That that's kind of like, you ever been in a situation where it's like you feel bummed out, but ultimately this is like a good thing for you. Like, I guess kind of like taking medicine, kind of, but
Yeah.
and what I mean is
That's
that
how I feel whenever I try painting.
yeah, yeah. But so what I'm talking about is that on my NSFW account, I am just publicly posting all of Clown Milk, which was the last porn anthology that I made, and I actually do want to do a sequel, a volume 2, because I really need to redeem myself, because that the Kickstarter for the first Clown Milk failed, and everyone thinks Cheesymanfredo is a big idiot. Everyone points and laughs at him and says like, haha, there's the fail son, the fucking dumb clown guy. Aha, he failed. He thought people want to see clowns get fucked, but he was wrong.
Do you have any, like, I'd like to know about that a little bit. Like, do you have any, like, things that you think you could have done better that, like, maybe made it more successful? Or
I could have, first of all, I probably would have just asked for less money. I should have there's this kind of risky thing about like doing a Kickstarter, even though it looks like you're doing very well. And this is something that I was talking about with Stokes, the writer, and well, he mentioned this, and I thought like it kind of like reassured something that I assume about there's people out there who make comics, and how they do that is that they just kickstart every single comic like one after another, and these people are very successful. Like, the Kickstarters always do well, but the Kickstarters only cover just enough to make it, and that's it, right? So really, you get very little profit off of it, right? You're still gonna need a day job, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And with my thing is that, like, damn, if I want to do a Kickstarter, I want to make sure that just cover my rent for a month. I wish I would have wanted to aim to cover like several months of rent. I think that'd be the dream, right? But it's just so tough, because if you want that, you gotta ask for more money, and if you ask for more money, there's a higher chance it won't get funded. I do think I was asking for too much. And I know that, by the way, I know I was asking for too much. Another big thing I learned is that, like, you don't have to tell people the mistakes you made for the Kickstarter. You don't have to tell people your mistakes. As long as you learn from them, that's all you should really worry about.
Yeah.
Because I was under the assumption that if I tell people my mistakes, they'd understand that I understand them. But no, what I realize is that most people just like repeat the mistakes you just told them. You know, for some reason they just like, it's almost like these are the safe criticisms to tell you, so they just repeat it back to you, and it's so frustrating, right? But yeah, with this next Kickstarter,
Man.
I am going to make it like way lower, but also the tough part is that when you work with an anthology, now most Kickstarter anthologies pay all the artists up front, but if you're broke like me, you can't do that. So you might be thinking, okay, well maybe I'll pay them with the profit of the Kickstarter, but if your Kickstarter is just aiming to make the bare minimum of product, they're not going to get a lot of profit. So there's kind of like there's I think the big thing that kind of screwed it was that I promised these guys too much money. So what I'm probably gonna do is just like I think what I is not promise them a lot of money, just promise them like a decent amount, and then have the Kickstarter have something like, hey, just letting you know anything past this point is just gonna go to the artist, and people are just gonna make more kind of like money. And I think maybe I should treat the Kickstarter more as like one of my actual like pre-order page. Like this Kickstarter is actually the only way you could get a physical copy of this, so you gotta donate. And most people are gonna donate the one. I mean, most people usually already pick the option where they just get it physically, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's probably gonna be the goal with the next one. I am gonna back to my other thing I was talking about before this Kickstarter. But basically on my NSFW account, I am publicly just posting all the clown milk stories. And I asked the guys who helped me out, which are Super Spell and Galactabe. They said it was okay for me to do this. They don't got a problem with it. So I'm posting them, and it's cool because like here's the cool part. I am getting a lot of followers because of this. Right, like I jumped up like another like 1K because of me posting it on my NSFW account. Right, that's the good. Now here's the bad. I notice that more people are liking and retweeting their stories, and my story in it is like not getting too many.
Yeah.
Right, which is kind of like. It sucks, but I mean, I'm getting more followers, more people are paying attention. I mean, I'm the ringleader of it all, right? But, and it's making me, and this is going back to the original point about coloring in comics. I think I know why, and I think I know the main reason. It's not. I don't think what's happening in my comic is like, just not people's cup of tea, because it's as pornographic as the other two. So. I don't think it's that. I think what it is that I could have added more kind of like white or like gutter space to separate the panels, because I have like color panels overlapping other colors, and they blend in too much that it's like you just don't really like focus on it too hard, right?
Right.
And yeah, that kind of like kills it. I mean, I like lesson learned. I'm gonna see if I could maybe add like more white, just kind of like just manually, because once I'm done posting all of these clown milk publicly, I am gonna do another like run of pre-orders for physical copies. Maybe say something like, oh, this might be the last chance for people to get like physical copies of volume 1, by the way. Right, but whatever, we'll see how it goes. That's kind of where I am right now. Yeah. Coloring is tough, especially if you just grew up drawing in black and white and you're just trying to copy manga,
Yeah. That kind of issue.
Right. I feel like I've been getting better though.
I was gonna say, Julian, your stuff is like all black and white, isn't it?
Or mostly, yes. I've been experimenting with color lately. For those of you who have been following me, most of my last few posts have just been color, because people don't react to black and white, it seems. They want to see the colors. Ooh, colors.
You could you just gotta just draw something. I notice like physical drawings in black and white do way better than like digital drawings in black and white.
Usually, yeah.
Yeah, because something about...
They like the texture.
Yeah, big texture fans. Not gonna lie, Villainverse might be the last comic I make like physically. Maybe. I'm kind of debating it. There's a specific kind of like grunginess you get from like physical drawing that's like very hard to replicate like digitally. Well, Yeah, so I might save like traditional drawing for like specific comics. I still would want to do comics like traditionally, but just for like special cases, you know.
Mm-hmm.
If I want to make something quick, I'll just make it digitally.
Yeah.
Damn. Do you ever like tell me no, or do you ever like in your head have like 5 different ideas for comics, just like chiseling out in your brain?
Sometimes, yeah.
Just
For different
yeah,
different stories I'd like to do, or
yeah, me
different kind
too.
of things, and I'm like, nah, man.
It, yeah, it's just like so tough sometimes to kind of stick with one. I mean, the way I think about it is kind of like, okay, which one of these stories might get me money faster, right? That's kind of how I decide
Mm.
which ones to stick to because that's more tangential. In my head, I'm thinking about originally this was gonna be. I had this idea for doing. I wanted to make an RPG Maker game that was gonna be called Alex Yikes, a postmodern parody. And it was just gonna be a parody of Yick. You guys know Yick?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the best RPG ever made.
I kickstarted that game because I was hoping to get my Vita copy. Still no Vita copy.
Damn, what you should DM the create. You should at him at Twitter at the creator. Like, so is Yick gonna get a Vita copy out?
I did when the game first released. He ignored me,
Wow.
so I message received.
Well, I love the game, and I never played it, but I love it. Everything I've seen out of the game, I'm like, oh, this is so great, and also
A lot of it is interesting.
the fact that the creator, the creators aren't even exactly sure why people hate the game, makes it like more like funny to me. Cause it almost makes it pure, like, oh, you don't know, that's great, that's so cool, you made because like a big skill with being an artist and criticizing your own shit is like, being fully aware of like what people like, really trying to understand what people didn't like about something, but when you don't have that, it's kind of like it's not that you're being held back by it, but it's more like you don't have a leash on you, like, oh, there's something about you not being able to grasp people's expectation on things, and that makes you a little bit more freer, you're a little bit more loose, and that to me, that's like a very good trait to have if you're kind of like an outsider artist who's never planning to make a living, but when you're trying to make money off of it, it's also kind of like very very like interesting thing to see, kind of like a what's his name, David Breen, the guy who makes like those movies just all in front of a green screen, you know what I'm talking about?
Hmm.
He's
Oh yeah, Dave.
he,
Yeah.
he made a. Is it Nathan Breen or David Breen? Hold on. He made a
No,
movie
it's
called
Neil
President
Breen?
Neil Breen. Yeah, Neil Breen. He all of his movies always end with him like taking down like society, and like or taking down the people who are ruining society. Like, he knows exactly who the problem is, and he's like he musters up the power to destroy them. Right, there's something great about that. And in the back of my mind, I've been chiseling an idea for a story for Alex Yikes, a postmodern parody. But it's becoming more complex, and now I'm thinking like, damn, would this even work as an RPG? Maybe it should just be a comic. Um, and maybe I shouldn't just make an explicit parody of Yick. I should just make it kind of its own thing. But I still want to call it Alex Yikes. I still like that name. And basically the story would be about like a guy who finds out about like how to slip through alternate realities, and he becomes like a worse person because of it. Like, he was already a terrible person, but then he finds out about slipping into alternate realities and becomes like way worse because of it. I'm a big fan of stories about like white guys becoming like worser people, or just being like the worst people. Big big terrible white boy fan. Me in fiction, not in real life.
Terrible white boy.
Terrible white boys. Yeah, I love it when white boys go crazy in fiction,
The
not
Falling
in real
Down
life.
cinematic universe, they call it.
Falling down, the Taxi Driver cinematic
Yeah,
universe, the Scott Pilgrim cinematic universe,
Scorsese
as I like to
cinematic.
call it.
The Scorsese cinematic universe.
Exactly,
My Date with the President's Daughter cinematic
Yeah.
universe.
the American Psycho cinematic universe. Oh god, you guys excited for the Mario Cinematic Universe? You gonna watch?
Are they
No.
actually
watch-
planning?
Unless they keep.
No, I don't think they.
I was gonna say I keep hearing about like a Mario cinematic universe. I'm like, are they really doing that?
I don't. I know Charlie Day mentioned that he'd be interested in a Luigi's Mansion movie. I don't think they'll do it.
Yeah.
But well, if you watch the Mario movie, like he plays Kid Icarus, so it's like okay, well, Kid Icarus deconfirmed for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. He has a poster for F-Zero, so it's like okay, Captain Falcon deconfirmed for
Right.
the Smash Bros. Movie. Unless like he does show up and they're all like they just act like he isn't like a fictional property in their universe.
No, it's like
Or-
it's like when they make like the Jackie Chan video games, right? It's like he's a real guy, but they also make games about him.
Mhm. That's kind of like how I was like in the Jackie Chan animated series too, where everyone knew who Jackie Chan was, and you think, oh, it's because he's a famous actor. Like, no, because in this universe, he's like a famous archaeologist,
I fucking
and he does like
Yeah, like in his movies.
yeah, he does like archaeology kung fu, right? It's very crucial skill when
Yeah.
it comes to archaeology.
I love
Gotta know
that
it.
show, but that character could have been literally anyone. Like,
Yeah.
it does not look very much like Jackie Chan.
Yeah, like
I don't think Jackie Chan has those catchphrases either.
He should.
You should
You-
say it in
you know
every
what?
movie, and you should have said it in every single movie he's ever been in.
as a kid, I remember the opening where like it would be like a cartoon Jackie Chan, and he turns to real life Jackie Chan. I remember
Yeah.
the first time seeing that, I was thinking like, oh, he's Asian. Like, show real life Jackie Chan.
Oh,
I was
man.
like, oh, he's Asian. I became aware of that cartoon before I learned that he was like also a movie star,
Hmm.
right?
I thought it was a really cool cartoon. Actually, I actually really did enjoy it. But it's like
No,
I don't
it
know.
was fun. It's a fun cartoon.
It felt like a shonen anime. Like they have all their little powers, like the talismans
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I thought
you had
it
to
was
collect
really
the talisman. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I like the little AU vignettes they would have where it's like an entirely different story, but all of the characters in that story are like played by the characters in the show.
Mhm. Yeah.
I don't remember those. I didn't.
There's one where they go to like a ghost town, and Jackie picks up a book. He's like, "Whoa, that guy on the cover, that looks like me." And then they read the book, and the book is just like Jackie, but it's his ancestor having a Jackie adventure.
It's like a
That's pretty
And all
cool.
the bad guys are the bad guys they already know.
Peter Griffin
That's-
moment.
Peter, yeah. When Peter Griffin talks about his ancestors. Jackie Chan's pretty cool. We should get him on the podcast.
Yeah.
100%.
Fuck, I could probably maybe I should get Dana Schneider on the podcast because he's mutual with me on Instagram now. That's how buddy we are. I just have no idea what I talked to him about though. Probably just freeball it.
I would ask him very, what's the term, probing and personal questions about Dino Stamatopoulos.
He might know a couple. He was telling me about my partner brought up like a joke from Aqua Team where like Master Shake breaks the fourth wall, and like he there's an episode where they're watching a recording, and then Master Shake says like, oh, like yeah, his peas are popping too much in the mic. He's got to like kind of say them like this, That kind of was my problem when I was like on Open Season 3, and Open Season is a film it's like an animated film franchise that Dana Snyder was on. He was in the third movie, and just Master Shake just casually brings it up. My partner asked him about this, saying like, did you ad lib that? And Dana said, no, I didn't. Actually, the creator of Aqua Teen actually is super like he thinks it's so funny I was in Open Season 3. He put that into the episode. He said something about him being kind of bothered that he was like in Aqua Teen, that he was in Open Season 3, and that he still gets checks for doing that movie. He actually got one like last week.
Wow.
And he would take a picture of it and send it to the creator of Aqua Team just to have a laugh.
It's always weird to find someone who is a part of Open Season and like are successful elsewhere.
It's it's interesting because I don't know if like Dana's like the biggest like voice acting. He's not the biggest voice acting star, but he's like he's not like a small fry. You know, he's been around like long enough, right?
Yeah.
So he's in this kind of like perfect like middle spot. You know,
It's crazy because I just don't remember them making 3 of those movies.
well, the all the rest of them went to like straight to DVD.
Oh, okay, that explains
Yeah.
it.
The first one was in theaters, and I remember that one because I had a physical copy of that one, and they made sequels because they're all like
And a video game.
yeah, they're kind of like, oh, do you remember this dog character from the first one? Well, now he has his own movie.
They were doing the open season cinematic universe.
They were doing open season cinematic universe. Did you see that thumbnail for that video where it's like they're talking about the Puss in Boots movie, the last one, and the thumbnail is like, "Why didn't Shrek help?"
I guess they're not up to date on the lore. He has kids and stuff.
Dude, he's a
busy, bro.
Did you not see Puss in Boots? The adventure that he's in the last movie takes place on another continent.
Yeah.
Shrek wasn't far away. He wasn't fucking there. He couldn't help Puss, dude. What the fuck, man? I need to make like I need to like do a parody of that thumbnail where it's like maybe like an MCU movie and it's like Shang-Chi and it's like, why didn't Shrek help? Why didn't Shrek help Shang-Chi? What the fuck? Why did he help him defeat the Mandarin?
Why wasn't Shrek in Quantumania? Where was he?
You know, that was me when I was younger and I watched Thor Dark World in theaters. I was like, where the fuck is Shield, dude? Where the fuck is Iron Man, man? They're blowing the villain is gonna blow up London. Where the fuck is Iron Man? Oh my god. Perfect. Y'all like the MC?
Yeah, no, it would be really funny if they had like a solo movie for like one of these characters, and that did actually have like another hero came and just like stepped on their toes while they're trying to save the city or whatever.
That'd be Spider-Man. That's Spider-Man. Homecoming. That's like that's Spider-Man Homecoming. The entire movie.
I don't like the Tom Holland Spider-Man movies. I feel they're very like Peter Parker's on a leash in those movies because he's always like. There's got to be like a bigger, older, like Avenger member there, like keeping an eye on him. Like in the first one, it's Iron Man. The second one's like Nick Fury, and the third one's like Doctor Strange. Like that's the kind of like and I'll say it. Mm-hmm.
It's also the other Spider-Man as well that kind of steals the whole thing.
Say it. I'll say it. I bet you. I 100% bet it's because like Disney is like. They're mad that Sony has like some percentage of the rights of Spider-Man. They're so fucking upset. So that's why in those Spider-Man movies, they remind you constantly, hey, he exists in this universe with other characters, all right? Other characters also exist in this universe, right? There's Iron Man, there's Nick Fury, there's Doctor Strange. Spider-Man lives, and it's kind of like, damn, all the best Spider-Man stories are just about him, you know?
It's true.
Right?
Just him
Spider-Man's
and
like...
I guess Sony didn't know that they have that power because they immediately tried to do their own like cinematic universe to offset that.
Yeah. What were we gonna say, Michael?
What? Oh, I was just saying him and Rhino. Just that's all you need.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, did you saw my tweet where someone was saying that they're releasing like a Into the Spider-Verse short with Miles Morales where he like faces a panic attack. I captioned it with like, dude, I want to see you fucking fight supervillains, not a panic attack. It's like, no, that's the name of the villain, Panic Attack.
That's the name. That's their name. Oh.
I fucking man. You know what? And I'll say, fuck, dude. Sony's a fucking little bitch with those like Venom movies because Venom could like have a solo. Like, dude, like it is fucking possible. It's possible because there's like so many like solo Venom comics that are unrelated to Spider-Man.
Yeah, Venom's
like,
cool.
Dude, and what's so annoying is that those first 2 Venom movies, he has to fight like other symbiotes because God, that's another thing. I'm so tired of like, oh, he's fighting like a guy with his power, but he's evil, and it's like, dude, no, dude, like, that's so boring. I don't want to see like two like evil blobs fight each other. I want to. He should have fought fucking Jack-O-Lantern because he fights him in the fucking comics, and it could work even though Jack-O-Lantern is like not like a he has no superpowers. He just has like a bunch of like just gadgets and shit. It could work because Jack-O-Lantern's head is like always on fucking fire, and he has like these fire powers. And well, he has fire. He has like abilities thanks to fucking shit that he has, where he could like be on fire constantly, and that's perfect because Venom's like weakness is fire, so he's like he can't touch him, and it's like make him fight him, dude. This is so easy. Let me direct Venom 3. I'll do it.
Who was that like who is like the King symbiote that they made?
The King in Black, Noel.
Yeah, that guy. Is he?
I hate Noel
Is he
so
owned by
much.
DC? Or not DC, Sony.
But Marvel owns him. I don't like that guy. I don't like the extra I don't like the extra symbiote lore, because like it's not enough that like the symbiote is like a alien parasite and it gives you superpowers, but it sucks your life force, and that's bad, right? Like that's all you need. But I hate that it's like, actually, the symbionts were genetically engineered by this ancient deity that existed in the void, and then like the Celestials brought light into the universe, and he hated that, so he's like on this constant war against the concept of light itself, and he created these symbiotes, but then the symbiotes rebelled, and the symbiotes were originally like space warriors, but then they weren't, but then they were taken out by Galactus, but then they weren't, and then like dude, it's so fucking convoluted. I hate it. I fucking hate comics, dude. I fucking hate big two American comics. Just end it all. Just end it. Just end all the fucking comics. I brought this up before. Just make it like a Kamen Rider thing where like Peter Parker's story is over, and then the next one shows up, it's Miles Morales, and then his story is over, and then the next one. Just do that.
With that conceit, there's probably a way that they could have done like a King in Black style story, but like
they probably could have done like a trilogy
or a series of arcs built around it.
Yeah, they probably could have done a trilogy about the King in Black, because I think the King in Black was a character by the time the first Venom movie came out. That being said, I don't like the King in Black because it's like he kind of just looks like he's a scary looking pale dude, but like he's so uninteresting looking to me compared
his
to
actions and motivations are also not all that interesting. He's just like the typical omnipotent, overpowered dude.
Yeah,
he doesn't do anything because he feels like he doesn't have to.
Yeah, like he just looks like kind of like he looks like a villain for like Dungeons and Dragons and whatnot. I'm looking for a decent picture of this guy, and he doesn't even look like symbiote related at all, except for kind of like the Venom logo he has on himself. But it isn't like it's whatever. It doesn't look that cool to me.
I just think he looks like a League of Legends character.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to be compared to a League of Legends character. Oh my god. Yeah, this is whatever. See, they're just trying to rip off Villainverse. They saw Villainverse and they're like, let's just steal that. But once again, my genius is being stolen. Once again. Yeah, I don't. He just
Jack Kirby stealing from the poor artist Cheesymanfredo.
True. Yeah. I always kind of hated the concept of like, at the start of the universe there was already like guys that look like dudes, and I'm like, that's lame. They shouldn't look like dudes. Why do they just look like dudes? They should look like weird abstract concepts. They shouldn't look like dudes. But like, we're gonna make this guy into a fucking figure, and he needs to look like a dude, because to make him look inhuman would cost too much fucking money, and you gotta think about the bottom line at the end of the day. You gotta think about how he fucking looks like a fucking Funko Pop. And it probably is a Funko Pop of him. Actually, I'm gonna look it up right now. By the way, I don't hate Funko Pops, but I hate that there's too many of them.
Get ready for the game.
They do be filling up the landfills.
They do be filling up them landfills. Fuck.
I was Funko Pop agnostic until I saw that video game, and now I feel like it's just shittier Legos. I'm anti Funko Pop.
Actually, these Funko Pops, this one doesn't look too bad.
That's the problem. Is sometimes there's one that's like, all right, this is all right, and then the rest of them are just like, okay.
That's how they fucking get you. I
Yeah.
remember There's like a similar. This one doesn't look too bad either. But I own a couple of
Good
Funko
colors.
Pops.
Oh,
Yeah, I own a couple. I mostly own clown Funko Pops. I think clowns look really good as Funko Pops because those like soulless eyes like work really well for like clown characters, right? But ultimately what I'm gonna say is that I remember last year I was like boofing at a convention and like literally the booth next to us was doing these things where they were doing like Japanese calligraphy, but for like for any character, all popular characters. Like they had the complete Smash Bros. Roster, all in pictures of calligraphy. And they had current popular anime characters, right? And at the time I was thinking like, oh my god, like I hate that. This is whatever. Oof, scoff. Rumph, I said. I scoffed. At this booth, right? And then I saw that he did one for Devilman, and I'm like, oh, that looks really cool, actually. And it's like, fuck, that's what they get you. You throw a wide enough net, and then you're gonna see the character you like, and it's gonna be like, oh, well, actually, that one doesn't look too bad.
It's not too bad. Not bad.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Do you guys? Do any of you guys own a couple Funko Pops?
I don't think I've ever.
I have a
purchased
Steven
one.
Universe Funko Pop and one of Pearl that glows in the dark.
What'd you say, Michael?
Oh, I was gonna say I don't think I ever purchased one. I
No, I
have,
don't have any.
Damn, you're making me look really bad right now.
I keep my Funkos hidden away where no one can see them.
I'm not like a knick-knack guy though. You know what I mean? I don't.
It's funny. I wouldn't say I'm a knick-knack guy either, but I've been really getting into. Here's the thing: as I owe more and more debt to my landlord, I have been slowly getting into a very expensive hobby, which is buying figures, which is such a terrible combination.
Yeah. No.
The last thing I bought was like a $5 like Metal Sonic toy, because I was like, oh, I like Metal Sonic and I like this design. I'm gonna buy it, and I did.
I think the only figure I have is my roommate like just found like an old like Thanos action figure just like chilling on the street, and he just picked it up and just gave it to me. And I only have that because it was given to me. But it's like old like comic book Thanos. Like he's like
I like that design.
Yellow, you know.
I like that design. It really like I feel like it does a pretty good job of standing out. The one thing that like I hate how movie Thanos looks, because he just looks so boring. Dude. Fuck the Russo brothers, dude. Fuck those guys. And I'll tell you why. They always like default make all their villains just look boring, and I don't know why. Because Thanos kind of looked like this already in the movie until he showed up in the Russo brothers version, and he was like so bland looking. It's like he's like fucking bald and everything, and it was just so boring. Like that would just make him look boring. They like kill his silhouette for no reason at all. Right. Anyway, I used this Fano picture for my panel that I made because I was talking about.
He looks like he's gonna tell me his opinions on like something in a YouTube video.
Why eradicating half of the population is actually a good thing. Yeah, this is a panel. I was talking about shape language, and it's like, oh, you use squares to make a character who looks like big and tough, or like is put together because they're calculating, they have a plan, yada yada, right? Actually, let me show you some of my favorite panels from my favorite slides from the panel. I really like this one. I was really proud of myself for this one. Got a pretty good chuckle.
Who is this dude?
Who is this dude? Yo, who is this dude?
Could be anyone.
The following slide is this one. Like, oh, the power of a pose. The power of a pose. Now you know who he is. This is how you draw Spider-Man. You got to draw him like this. This is during my silhouette conversation. Also, this is another good slide I made. It's uploaded.
Love wins.
Yeah, this one's pretty good.
Is it like MVC3 Galactus?
Yeah, I was trying to think of like who's like a purple villain, and I'm like, oh, Galactus is purple. And actually no, I just typed in purple villain, and I saw that PNG of Galactus, and I'm like, all right, time to put in that son of a bitch in there. Let's see, another Here's my my follow up slide to that one was this one, because I was talking about like, yeah, but there's no such thing as like the evil color for a villain. A villain can be whatever color you want, even pink.
True.
Right.
Yeah, to kind of show the variety. There's another. Okay, this one right here. This one's kind of just like vomit that I cobbled together. Basically, it's not actually vomit. This is more like, this is my inspiration board that I made.
There it is.
Yeah, and this is just talking about like, oh, think about like design quirks that you like in characters, and just like really like draw each design quirk that you like out. And this is just my little collage of every little design quirk that I like. You know, just to get people.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
You know what's really cool doing as well in the realm of like boards and whatnot? It's like,
Yeah.
you go to like your local like Home Depot or Lowe's or whatever, and they have like the paint palettes, and you kind of just stick them together and like just kind of be like, oh, I like this palette, and you just take them because they're free and you're allowed to. And you can have like a bunch of nice little like color combinations that you've picked out in the store. I like to do that every once in a while, just to like.
Sir, you've been coming here for the last 6 months. You're not allowed to take any more swatches. No, you understand. I need this for my next project.
Sir, that's your 200 swatch. You have to legally give us $1 now.
You have to legally buy a bucket of paint after every 200 swatches.
So found out you get, if you grab 200 swatches at Office Depot, you have to buy a can of paint. That's the rule now. Just letting you know.
But yeah, pro tip: just they're free and you're allowed.
Here's my pro. I also had a coloring tip that I made during the slideshow, and my tip was, if you're not good at picking color, I'm not that good at picking color. But what I like to do is like, and this only works for digital. So if you're not a digital artist, well, you shit out of luck. But basically, what you do is like, after you're done drawing your character, just pick random colors. Just pick any color to fill it in. Just pick any color, and then look for like tonal correction, or maybe it's called something else on different art programs. But basically, what you're looking for is like the hue slider, the saturation slider, and the luminosity slider, and just move around the hue slider, because it'll just change the color for you, and you're gonna see what like combinations look good, and then just kind of select those. Yeah. So you're literally like letting the computer pick the color for you. That's how I picked the color scheme for Dirty Bomb.
I will say that is my least favorite like way to like do things artistically. It's why I can't make music, because a lot of music is just like fucking with knobs until you find something that seems cool, and I just don't. I don't like fiddling with knobs and sliders or that kind of stuff that much.
That's like one of those barriers for me for like music. Is like, oh, you have to fiddle with knobs a lot, and it's like, oh god, fiddling with knobs. What am I, a homo? JK. I could say that joke. I'm bisexual. I could say that joke. It's okay.
I'm allowed to laugh at it because I'm also bisexual.
Yeah, the bi brothers reunited again.
I'm staying in my lane as the only straight guy on the podcast.
This summer, the bi brothers are back, and they're fucking him pussy. Oh boy. All right, fellas. I think is there any other topic you guys want to talk about before we get to our ending segment? And now's your chance. I feel like I've been hogging the podcast, which is funny because I'm the main character. I'm the one with the main character syndrome. But like, I don't know if there's anything you guys want to bring up. If there's something you're dying to talk about, now's your chance, or forever hold your peace.
Man, the economy. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. The economy got me fucked up.
Economy got me fucked up indeed.
Michael, I recall that you were getting into PlayStation 3 stuff, and so speaking of the economy, how's that been going?
PlayStation 3?
Like, what's it like being a game collector?
Reviewing every single PS3 game. Oh God.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to buy a PS3 because like now that PS5s are out, like they're just gonna start getting more expensive. So I'm just like, I want to do that, but.
I got a PS3 in my room right now.
Yeah.
Mostly use it to watch Blu-rays, actually.
No, I mean, I don't know. I just honestly, it's collecting for me is like, I'm not gonna go online and buy a game or something like that. I like going to the stores because it feels more like, it feels more like I found something. Because like realistically, like collecting it's not like a hunt if you're just like going onto eBay and buying like a video game or like whatever, right?
Yeah.
But like if I'm going to a store and it's like, oh, they have like Onimusha or whatever, I'm like, that's cool, I'll pick that up. So it's not something that I'm like doing crazily. I haven't bought a video game in a very like maybe 8 months or something, just because I don't know. Like I said, I'm not like, I don't know. I don't like collecting things that much. I just do with video games because like I have the video game YouTube channel, which is the PS2 reviewing channel, that I haven't uploaded on for 8 months. So,
well, you heard it here first, folks. Stop using eBay. Get out and buy your games at a mom and pop shop.
That's true.
Yeah.
100%.
Oh, man. You know, actually, real quick, I was going to say this earlier. Dana Schneider did confirm with me that he recently was done recording a voice for Smiling Friends, which means he's going to be in Smiling Friends season 2.
Oh, yeah. That's cool.
You heard it here first, folks. Maybe it was already fucking announced, but if you haven't heard that, this is your first time hearing it, huh?
This is the only animation podcast you should be listening to now.
Animation podcast.
We have all the scoops.
This podcast is about me, Cheesymanfredo. Anything you want to say, No War, before we go to our ending segment?
Not really. If you want to check out my other project, Punch Drunk, if you want to, go check it out.
Punch Drunk is good too.
Punch Drunk. Buff.
Is Mobius and Punch Drunk the only 2 active comics you got right now?
Yeah, currently, yeah. Those are the only 2.
Cool.
Are they part of the same cinematic universe?
They're no.
Are they part of the same?
They're the same universe? No, I don't think so.
Wait, I think I've actually seen this before.
Punch Drunk is good.
Yeah.
Is will Adam Sandler show up? You get it?
Yeah.
Because he was in Punch Drunk Love.
Yeah.
All right, fellas, let's go into our ending segment, which is who deserves to get canceled this week. And I'll start while you guys think of who you want to cancel. And I think I'm gonna cancel the fucking gas station that popped my tires. I'm calling them out. They fucking popped my fucking tires. And I hate it because my tires were already fucking shitty. My car is shitty. I hate using a car. I regret the day that I asked the surgeons to put in the teleportation tumor in my head. It has done nothing but done terrible things for me. I mean, I've been teleporting everywhere and it's been very helpful. But I still have the fucking teleportation tumor inside my head and it's growing and I can feel it grow. It gets bigger all the time and it's not fun. It's not fun, folks. And that's who we're canceling.
Honestly, as a former fan of the gas station, I can't believe they've done this.
Yeah, that's kind of fucked up. I can't believe the gas station. I can't believe the gas station has not addressed the grooming allegations against it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking about tweeting out, and I'd probably get in trouble if I tweet this out, but saying like, yeah, I have a private server where I groom people into making comics.
Very, very Puppy Chan core of you. Or whatever her name was.
Well, she used to be in my server actually, like when we were mutuals for a hot second, but she never talked it. Like I solemnly swear she never spoke in the server.
There were just
She's very
not enough
inactive.
minors in your server.
Yeah, there's not enough. Wait, did she groom anyone? No, she didn't groom anybody. She her thing was that kind of like, wasn't it that people found out she just was doing NSFW stuff when she was like underage or something? Or...
Yeah, but no, I don't think she actually like groomed anyone, but people like don't like that she like after that was like an NSFW artist who was like kind of talking to minors and telling them how to make NSFW art and like walking them through. Like that was a whole thing after that, but people call her a groomer. Yeah,
I still think the funniest thing was that when she got canceled that first time, she tried to come back and pretend that she was Asian and spoke in broken English.
Yes, she came back as an Asian. What
that
happened?
Was so fun. Oh my god, that's too funny. That's too funny.
She could be out there doing it again with a different like ethnicity. That's the thing. We don't know.
Hell yeah. All right. So yeah, we're canceling Puppy Chan. That's what you're
There we
saying.
go.
Okay. Who do you? Anyone got anyone they want to cancel? Just off the top of the
I
dome.
have something.
All right, Julian, lay it on me.
So I woke up yesterday, just, go scrolling through Twitter as you do, and I saw this horrendous tweet that was like, Hollywood is done for. You might not believe me, but this is AI
I saw
generated.
that one.
And this is
Oh
like the most
God, yeah, I hate it.
dog water, blatant rip-off bullshit I've seen in a while.
Yeah,
And they're like, oh, if you want to be an awesome AI prompter, download Snack Prompt. And I'm like, who would fall for this? Like, you've seen this movie. There's nothing original
yeah. This is
happening
like
here.
5 billion movies.
Uh,
They should make like Marvel movies using this.
it looks.
And I don't think
like-
anyone would like tell the difference.
They couldn't though, because like it's just taking frames that already exist and then like fucking them up.
Yeah, it looks
Yeah,
like a
true.
commercial for like a wine or something as well. Like it
Or
doesn't even look like
perfume.
film. Yeah.
It's like a bunch of Roman Polanski movies, and then I guess there's also like
No,
The Great Gatsby
it's
in
like
there.
you're right on the money when you said The Great Gatsby. It's like the guy who directed The Great Gatsby. All of his movies look like this, kind of already. He did Moulin Rouge, so and it has kind of this look to it.
So they just said, "Computer, make this for me."
Computer.
Like I don't even think the audio is original. I'm pretty sure I've heard this parody before.
Oh boy, they should make Marvel movies like this. I'm gonna quote that. Yeah, so we're canceling this Chase Curtis and his Hollywood is done for tweet.
I just want to cancel the new CEO of Cash App for no particular reason.
He killed the last one. The last one got assassinated or something, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Why do you want to? For no reason? Why
Yeah,
do you want to cancel him?
legitimately no. Yeah, just the new guy. Get rid of him.
Okay, you just bothered.
Everybody rag on the new
I was
guy.
talking about like with a friend. We were saying like what you would do if you had like a death note, and like
Oh fuck! Yeah,
I
I know
was-
exactly what I would do. With Death Note.
I was
Yeah.
just like I would find a company and like every time they get a new CEO, I would like kill him 3 months after he gets hired, so it would become a curse on that company, and no one would want to be the CEO.
Oh man.
And that's the only thing I would use it for.
Yo, straight up, I would be able to, not to toot my own horn, I would be able to defeat L if I had a Death Note. I feel like I could be able to beat him, right? Because Kira's problem was that he just kept like, dude, he was just kind of he was dumb. He was kind of stupid. What I would have done was just kill all the people who are paying like L. Then he would have no funds for all of this stupid shit that he does, right?
Which he would have had access to that information because he was like in the police's like
Yeah.
area.
Right, because then like nothing stops an investigation faster when there's like no one funding it, right?
For sure.
There's so much like there's so much. Oh man, I would just looked up the list of I would just look up the list of like the richest people in the world and just go down the list. And if you kill them off fast enough before anyone fucking notice, or people are gonna notice and they're gonna watch in horror because they'll have no idea what's going on. All these people are just dying like one after another. People are gonna think it's like some sort of holy thing. I guess what kind of happened in like Death Note already, right? Because they're like, oh, Kira is God. Just don't fuck. Like actually, even like, and fuck. What I would have done is I would have just started killing people who start praising me as a god too, just to fuck with people, just harder. So it's like, oh, what the fuck? Like, oh, don't praise him as a god. just go down the list. You kill people fast enough, like no one's gonna be able to like do anything. Everyone's gonna be too fucking freaked out.
This is very Joker core. This is very
exactly.
Just be as random as possible, so they'll never catch you.
Originally, I was thinking like, oh, I would kind of just like, for every kind of serious kill you do, you kill like a celebrity everyone likes. But no, I would probably just randomly kill like an MCU actor, just so the news changes real quick. Like, oh, now this death was overshadowed by another death, right?
Yeah, I actually just would not. I don't think I would use it at all if I got one.
Yeah, that's what.
Who counts as a MCU actor?
Well, probably Robert Downey Jr. would probably be like, dude, you want the only news to be about his death? Yeah, that'd be so easy. Especially make it like a
Can
freak
I use my
accident.
immunity card on Ryan
Because
Reynolds?
then more
I
people
like
will be
that
able
guy.
to talk about it, or make it seem like you don't gotta kill. I mean, yeah, you could. If you have a favorite one,
I'm just concerned how long it would take before you accidentally kill Donald Glover because he was in that one Spider-Man movie.
you know, I mean, I feel like I'd be fully aware that I wrote Donald Glover's name in there. You know.
Damn.
Oh wait, oh no! What if like any type of character canonically dies in the MCU, you kill them in real life?
Oh no!
So it's like, oh shit! So they're like now they're definitely dead. Like they cannot come
Over.
back.
It's over for them.
Story's over.
Wait, okay. Can I? I have not watched Guardians of the Galaxy 2 or 3. Is Gamora alive again?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a. So what happened was she comes from the other timeline because like so they like they kill Thanos at the start of Endgame, and then a new Thanos shows up from the other timeline and he has a new Gamora, and that Gamora helps betray Thanos, but now that Gamora is like stuck. It kind of pulled like a Dragon Ball Z where it's kind of like oh, we wish everyone that Frieza killed come back to life except for Frieza's men, right? But Vegeta was technically not was not part of Frieza's army when he like died, so he comes back too. And see, when Tony Stark snapped his fingers to wipe out Thanos' army, Gamora was not technically part of the army at the time, so she was spared, right? But now she's stuck in the main MCU timeline.
Yeah. And this version's not in love with Peter.
Yeah, that's kind of like the dilemma, you know.
Yeah,
God,
what was it?
Yeah.
I don't even remember which version. Did they say 2014 and they have like a specific year? I
didn't even know people were keeping track of the years.
They labeled it in that movie. They would like label each year in that movie where they would teleport to, and I'm like, why?
It became really important after all.
Yeah, it became very important that we dated. It's very important.
Yeah, like why were people like? That was the one thing people were begging like hard, like, oh, what year is it? Oh, what year is it in the MCU movies? Oh, I gotta know. Oh, I gotta know. In the Quantum Mania, they like reference like police protests, so it's like, oh, this like gotta be kind of recent, right? But it's so. We gotta help society, and then we enter a magical realm and help their society instead. Oh boy, but what was I gonna say? Yeah, this third Guardians movie is probably gonna be the last Marvel movie I watch in theaters. Not gonna lie, because really, I like James Gunn. I feel like his Guardian movies have been consistent. They don't feel like the other movies. Like I think I'll say it. I feel like Guardians 3 is probably gonna be good, and it's gonna solidify the Guardians as having like the best trilogy in the MCU. Some people might say Captain America has the best trilogy, and I'm like, Captain America just feels like supplementary material for the Avengers movies. It don't really feel like its own trilogy, although some people might disagree. Whatever, you know. But
Captain America: Civil War was just an Avengers movie, so
yeah. Dude, fuck Captain America: Civil War. Okay, you can like it. It's fine. I'll let it slide. Who are we canceling again? We're canceling Thanos or something, right? Like who?
Yeah, we're canceling Thanos.
We're talking about Death Notes and shit. Okay, wait. Okay, so now.
Yeah, sorry, I derailed everything with the Death Note thing.
Well, you know, I love talking about the Death Note because every day I fantasize about finding one. But anyway, so yeah, it was the gas station. Julian said, Chase Curtis. Michael said the new CEO Cash App. No War. Who do you want to cancel this week?
I want to cancel. This is mainly like a Twitter thing, like social media kind of thing. I want to cancel people. I want to cancel you person there. I want to cancel whoever puts on my training arc on your social media. I just want you to do whatever you're gonna do, please.
Yeah,
please
stop.
Get rid of that. Get out of here with that. Just release it. Release what you're working on, please.
Just do it. Just do it, dude. Fuck, you're not gonna get better until you actually do it, right? But also, here's the thing for people who have some sort of genius idea for something, but they don't want to do it right now because they don't feel like they're ready. Letting you know, you're not going to think that idea is that good in a couple of years.
Yeah.
You're actually going to look back and think, yeah, that idea was kind of stupid, right? So many times,
Or
I have
like
even if
morph
you
into
do-
something completely different.
really good
Even
ideas,
if you
and
do
then
think
like
it's
I
going to be
think
good in a
about,
few years, just make it again.
yeah, dude, fuck it, whatever, do whatever you want, but you should just make any genius idea you got right now because they're actually not that genius. You're actually not that clever. And I'm not saying that because you're dumb or stupid or anything, but I'm just saying that because like it's just better to have something out there than nothing at all.
Yeah, it's better to really like release something and then make mistakes.
Yeah, dude. When fucking Buggy the Clown when he was like when Goldie Roger died and then Buggy was like, dude, Shanks, let's fucking go for the One Piece, and Shanks was like, nah, dude, I'm not ready. And then like years later, Shank is like, all right, I'm gonna go for the One Piece, and Buggy was all mad. Dude, yeah, Buggy was so fucking right to get fucking mad. Dude, fuck you, Shanks, bro.
Yeah.
Dude, fuck you, dude. You're like, oh, now I'm ready. Dude, fuck
dude,
you, man.
Luffy's beating you, man.
Dude, fuck you,
I was
bro.
like, no, sorry, Buggy, I'm on my training.
Yeah, dude, sorry, Buggy.
Sorry,
I'm on my
Buggy, I'm
training
gonna go on my
30-year
training
training
arc.
arc.
Sorry.
Dude, nah, dude, yeah, Buggy was so right for that, dude. That was,
Yeah.
dude. Here's the thing. I was like not catching up with One Piece because all the recent stuff I saw was kind of like, it doesn't look that interesting. But then the Buggy speech in the last chapter, I was like, all right, I think I'm out, and then they pull me back in.
Yeah.
Like, now I gotta catch up. I gotta catch up now. I have no choice.
You were like, there are not enough clowns in One Piece. I think I'm done. And then Oda was like, hang on.
when Buggy the Clown is on screen, everyone should be saying, "Where's Buggy?"
Where's the most important character in One Piece?
Right, exactly. All right, so I think we got it down to we're canceling the gas station that popped my tire. We're canceling Chase Curtis and his shit AI movie take. Michael's canceling the new CEO of Cash App, and Nowar is canceling the training arc people on Twitter, dude. Dude, yeah, fuck you, bro. I bet you wear that fucking shirt that says "Training to Beat Vegeta," dude. Man, fuck you, dude. I hate you. Yeah, actually, Noah, you should draw one of your characters wearing that shirt, like training to beat Goku. Or
Yeah, training to beat Goku. I'm not gonna go do it right now, but I will.
You should do it by the time this podcast comes out, so you're not a liar.
So that
Oh boy, fuck. Oh man, one last thing I want to bring up because this has been in the back of my mind. So like last week, I've had a really popular like TikTok blow up, which was I drew like the Fantastic Four as like evil religious zealots, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it got pretty popular on TikTok. It's like over 400K on TikTok, right? And I've been thinking about because someone says like you should do a comic about this using these freaking these characters, and I was like maybe I should, and I was thinking, okay, what if I put that as a goal of my Patreon? If I get to $400 on Patreon, I will make a comic based on like the evil religious zealot versions of the Fantastic Four. Huh? What do you think? 10 out of 10 idea.
You heard it here, folks. Get out there and get sharing.
Get
Patreon.
sharing.
Yeah, give me $400 and I'll do it. I'll fucking do it. Right? Because I actually do have ideas for stories. I have an idea for a little mini series in my head, but who's gonna pay for this mini series? Huh? That's a real question.
It's true.
All right. I think that's it. We're ending the podcast. Julian, anything you want to promote?
Yes. I've been making some additions to the web ring on vqcd.cool. That's right. The URL is different this time. You can still go to vqcdin, but check out vqcd.cool. It's got cool stuff on it.
Nice. Anything you want to promote, Michael?
There's a YouTube channel called We Review Every PS2 Game. Oh God, that I work on. It's just check it out. I don't make videos for it, but look at it, and also be on the lookout for
all the videos on there are good.
Yes.
Good videos.
Yeah.
They're all really good videos.
And be on the lookout for my furry VR chat avatars that I'll be selling for $10,000.
Hell yeah. No War. Anything you want to say?
Uh,
Anything you want to promote? Read Mobius.
yeah, read
Chapter
Mobius.
2
Get
coming.
ready, get hyped. Mobius 2 will be out at some point.
Get hyped for
Mobius.
Mobius.
I did
Mobius
catch up
2.
on my backlog. Read Mobius and read Decay. I read Decay issue 1. Pretty good.
Oh, okay.
From our last guest, Stokes.
All right, well, if Julian says it's good, I guess I'll finally read it. I didn't tell that to Stokes last episode. I had him on. I don't know if he thought I read it or not. Actually, he probably would have known if I had read it. I would have told him about it. And I'm Cheesymanfredo. This month we're gonna do We're gonna do probably your last chance to get a physical copy of Clown Milk, the premiere clown porn anthology is probably gonna be this month. I'm gonna do a pre-order for that pretty soon. Gonna do another round of pre-order for McPaglachi soon, so keep that out. Keep a lookout, and that's about it. Thanks for listening to Main Character Syndrome. Bye bye, everybody.